All right, let's dive into an invisible force that you use every single day. Seriously, it's the secret sauce that helps you pop open a stubborn jar, turn a screw, or even, launch your friend up on a seesaw. We're talking about the incredible power of turning force.
So think about using a wrench for a second. You've probably done this. You try to loosen a really tough bolt, and you're holding the wrench close to the center. Nothing. It's like it's welded on. But then you slide your hand all the way to the end of the handle and pop. It gives way with way less effort. How does that work? What is that secret?
A simple door shows this perfectly. Go ahead and try to push a door open right next to the hinge. You have to put your whole body into it, right? It takes a massive amount of force. But now, try again, this time pushing way out by the handle. It just swings open almost effortlessly. The push might be the same, but the result, that turning effect, is totally different.
So, what is going on here? Well, this turning effect isn't some kind of magic. It's pure physics. And it actually has a name that helps us understand it, and even better, control it. And that name is the moment. A moment is just the official, scientific term for the turning effect of a force. So when you're using that wrench or opening that door, what you're really doing is creating a moment. It's the measure of just how much turn your push or pull is actually making.
Now, for a moment to even happen, you need something for it to turn around. That fixed point has a name, too. It's called the pivot, or sometimes you'll hear it called the fulcrum. For our door, the pivot is obviously the hinge. For the wrench, it's the center of the bolt you're trying to turn. It's the anchor for the whole rotation.
Okay, so if we can name it, you might be wondering, can we measure it? Oh, absolutely. The power of a moment, it turns out, really just comes down to two key ingredients, and we can combine them in a beautifully simple formula.
So, the first ingredient is the one you'd expect, force. This is just your raw strength, that push or pull you're applying. In physics, we measure this in something called newtons. The harder you push, the more force you're applying. Simple enough?
But here is the secret ingredient. This is the one that solves the whole wrench and door puzzle. Distance. And to be specific, it's the distance from the pivot to the exact spot where you're applying that force. This is the real game changer. It's not just about how hard you push, but how far away from the pivot you push.
And when you put those two ingredients together, you get this simple, elegant, powerful formula. The moment is just the force multiplied by the distance. M equals F times D. That's it. That is the entire secret to turning things like a pro.
Let's just put some numbers to it real quick. Imagine you apply a force of 12 newtons at a distance of, say, 1/4 of a meter from the pivot. All you do is multiply them together. 12 times 0.25 gives you a moment of 3 Newton meters. That's it. That's the turning power you've just created.
Okay, so that's how you create a single moment. But what happens when you have competing moments? Like two people on a seesaw, both trying to turn it their way? Well, this is where things get really cool, and it all leads to this idea of a perfect balancing act. This brings us to something called the principle of moments. Think of it like a fundamental rule for balance in the universe. It basically says that for anything to be perfectly stable and not rotating, what scientists call being in equilibrium, the total turning force in the clockwise direction has to exactly equal the total turning force in the anti-clockwise direction.
So let's solve a classic seesaw puzzle with this. We've got a child who weighs 300 newtons sitting 1.2 meters from the center. On the other side, another person is sitting a little closer, just 0.8 meters away. How much force do they need to apply to make it balance perfectly? Well, we just use our principle. The clockwise moment has to equal the anticlockwise moment. So their unknown force times 0.8 must equal 300 times 1.2. We do a little bit of math, and there's our answer. They need to apply 450 newtons of force. Boom! Perfect balance.
But of course, things in the real world aren't always balanced. So what happens then? The rule is just as simple. The object will always rotate in the direction of the bigger moment. Whichever side has more turning power wins the tug of war. And this bar chart makes it super obvious. You can see the clockwise moment is way up at 9 Newton meters, but the anti-clockwise moment is only 4. It's not even close, right? The clockwise moment is way stronger, so the whole thing is going to spin clockwise. End of story. Now here's the best part. This isn't just a formula for your physics homework. I promise you, once you really get the idea of moments, you will start seeing them absolutely everywhere, in the tools you use, the things you do, every single day.
I mean, we started with spanners and levers and door handles, which give you that leverage far from the hinge. Seesaws are the classic example, but what about wheelbarrows? Those long handles are designed to give you a bigger moment, letting you lift a heavy load with less muscle. Even old-school beam balances are built entirely on this principle to get precise measurements.
So if you remember just one thing from all this, let it be this. To get the most turning force, you don't always need more brute strength. What you need is more distance from the pivot. Using a longer wrench or pushing on the very edge of a door, that's a true force multiplier. It literally lets you do more with less.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. You now know the secret that makes the world turn. So take a look around you. Where else can you apply this principle? How can you use the power of distance to make some hard tasks just a little bit easier? Once you start looking for it, you're going to find the answer is everywhere.